The headphones have aluminum swivel joints, which in my opinion make these feel even more premium than the all-plastic designs from Sony and Bose. You can fold the headphones inside their durable hardcover case, and you also get a soft pouch that you can store the included cables in. Speaking of those cables, that's actually one of my favorite things about these headphones. You get a USB-C charging cable, as well as a USB-C to USB-A adapter, and a 3.5mm aux cable. You can listen wired over USB-C or via the 3.5mm input, which means you can get the best audio quality whether or not your phone has a headphone jack, which it probably doesn't in 2024. While the build quality is great, it comes with some drawbacks. At 319 grams, these things are hefty. For reference, the Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra headphones are 253 grams, while the Sony WH-1000XM5 headphones are 250 grams. When it comes to comfort, I would take either of those headphones over the Eventho 300 any day. In addition to the weight, the Eventho 300 have stiff pads with a strong clamping force, and I noticed some heat buildup after wearing them for a few hours. The Eventho 300 have touch controls, but only on the right ear cup. If you're using your right hand to do something and you want to change the song, you're gonna have to do a clumsy reach around. Not that kind of reach around though. On the positive side, the right ear cup has these handy touch bars, so you know exactly where to swipe. The headphones also support wear detection to automatically pause your music when you take them off, as well as access to your device's voice assistant. If you don't like the default controls, you might go looking to change them inside the beyerdynamic app, but unfortunately, you can't change the touch controls. You can, however, use the app to select from 5 different EQ presets, or make your own using the custom 5-band equalizer. There's no option to choose exactly which frequencies you're adjusting within the equalizer though, which is especially disappointing considering the strange sound quality of these headphones, but more on that later. Beyond the equalizer, you can switch between 5 different levels of ANC and transparency modes, which is a bit overkill to be honest. I'm just going to leave the ANC in its highest setting anyways. Inside the app, you'll also find the option to enable Dolby Atmos spatialization or Dolby Atmos head tracking. Overall, the app is about exactly what I expect to see, but there's no real standout features. But it's also not missing anything important. You get the latest Bluetooth 5.4 along with a variety of Bluetooth codecs, including AAC, aptX lossless, aptX adaptive, and LE audio. Each time you connect to a new device, the voice prompt will tell you what Bluetooth codec the headphones are currently using, which is honestly a helpful feature that I wish more headphones had. The Eventho 300 also support Bluetooth multipoint, and I didn't experience any connection issues while using the headphones with a variety of different devices. If you want to listen to high quality lossless tracks wired, well, you can always do so using the USB-C or 3.5mm inputs. Before we get into my main gripes with these headphones, there's one more thing that I have to praise about the Eventho 300, and that's its battery life. In our battery testing, the beyerdynamic Eventho 300 lasted 65 hours and 26 minutes of playback with noise cancelling enabled. This is exceptional battery life for ANC headphones, and it's about double what we see from most of the competitors. Okay, time to get into where these headphones fall short in performance, starting with the microphone. The microphone isn't terrible, but I wouldn't recommend using it in meetings or for taking calls in noisy environments. The noise cancelling performance is also not up to par with other ANC headphones that cost this much money. Our testing shows that the Eventho 300 reduced the loudness of sounds by an average of 80%. This is noticeably less than the AirPods Max, our current ANC champion, that blocks out an average of 88% of external noise, as well as other competitors like the Bose QC Ultra and Sony XM5s. Here's a simulation of what it sounds like when using the noise cancelling of the Eventho 300. So the noise cancelling is alright, but where these headphones really underperform is in sound quality, which is such a shame because I had such high hopes here. We tested the beyerdynamic Eventho 300 on our Brule and Kiar 5128 testing head. For reference, the Bose QC Ultra got an overall score of 4.6, and the Sony XM5s attained a respectable 4.2. What did the beyerdynamic Eventho 300 score? only an abysmal 2.5. While the Eventho 300 score well in immersiveness, which represents how well virtual sound sources are defined in three-dimensional space, they significantly underperform when it comes to distortion and timbre. This means that most people will not like the way that these headphones sound out of the box. And in this case, I am most people. I was really hoping the Eventho 300 would deliver reference-grade sound in a wireless headphone, but this ain't it. I found these have a notable emphasis on bass and treble, a far cry from what most professionals would want to use in a studio. This shows up in our test measurements as well. Take a look at the frequency response of the Eventho 300. Compared to our industry-validated preference curve, there are a lot of deviations. In the low end, take a look at that bass emphasis. If you want a thumping kick drum while listening to EDM music, you might enjoy this, but it's a far cry from what I would look for in a reference headphone. Next, in the upper mids, there's a strange dip at 4 kHz. I found this causes higher pitch vocals to get drowned out. When listening to a few tracks from Billie Eilish, I found her vocal harmony layers are very challenging to pick out in the mix. Beyond that dip, we see a huge treble boost from 5 to 9 kHz. This amplifies harsh sibilant sounds such as and am I annoying you? I found these sibilant sounds harsh when listening to podcasts with the Eventho 300 and had to reach to turn down the volume. When there are minor deviations from a preference curve, we don't knock headphones too much because often they can be remedied using an equalizer. That's not really the case here. We tried using the custom equalizer in the companion app to tweak the sound quality to our preferred target, but couldn't really get an acceptable result. The deviations are too extreme and the EQ sliders are too broad to adjust the frequency response to our liking.